Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Matrix 201 webinar. My name is Robert Rodriguez, and I'll be your instructor today. If you have any questions throughout our presentation, please feel free and visit the chat and ask your questions. All right, so let's go ahead and proceed by logging in again to the Miami Gateway. And once inside the Miami Gateway, you will find CoreLogic Matrix, and we're going to get started with Matrix 201. Those of you joining us from last week, remember we started with basic Matrix 101. Today, it's more of an intermediate course. We are going to be learning how to search by the map. We're also going to learn how to work with our customers using the One Home portal. So those of you that have questions with One Home, today is the day to ask your questions and then also to learn how to use One Home. So let's go ahead and get started by searching again for a single family home or a condo. If you recall last week, we did end the class by searching for a single family home using the criteria that's in front of you right now. We're going to select single family home in this case, and now we want to search by map. So right up here, you do have map search, and we're going to conduct a map search. Now, you can always enter your criteria prior to conducting your search on the map, or you can go ahead and use the map first and then go back and enter your criteria. To the upper right corner, you will see always criteria, map, and results. This allows you to go from page to page. So if you want to go enter your criteria first, you can. You can go to criteria, select single family home, and then select your price range. Let's go ahead and put in here price range between say 500,000 and $1 million. And then you can put in your bedrooms and bathrooms. So 3+ for bedrooms. And then let's go with 2+ for bathrooms. Okay. And finish entering your criteria. Next, of course, you want to go and click on map search, which allows you to search by the map. Now, I am currently looking at the map in the satellite view. So I'm going to switch over to map view, allowing me to see better the area of the map that I want to search in. All these numbers here represent the amount of listings that are located in that general area. So if you want to go ahead and search up here in the Miami Lakes area, go ahead and stand over Miami Lakes. If you want to go further north to Pembroke Pines or Weston or anywhere on the map, just go ahead and navigate the map and find that area that you want to search. If you want to zoom in on the upper right corner of the map, you have the plus minus symbols. That allows you to zoom in or zoom out. If you want to draw on a map, you have several items to use up here. You can draw a radius, which is a circle. You can also draw a rectangular shape, a polygon, and then you can pick up the pencil and draw a freehand shape. That's called freehand polygon. So we're going to go ahead and practice a few of these drawings now, beginning with the radius. So let's go ahead and select radius. And then I'm going to go ahead and stand right here, and I'm going to draw a 1 mile radius from that location. So notice how it actually counts the distance, and that's about a 1 mile radius from that location. And that is how you draw a radius. All right, so if you want to draw a rectangular shape, you're going to go and select rectangular and go ahead and proceed to draw a rectangle. And then if you want to draw a polygon, you're going to select polygon. And notice here, I'm going to draw a triangle. Now the polygon, you're always going to end the shape exactly where you started the shape. So we're going to go ahead and click right here, which is where we started the shape. And now we have a triangle, all right, or a polygon. And then there are no results in there. If you want to stretch this polygon, you can go to the edge like this, to the line, and you can stretch it out and see if there's any other results. I just picked up one result, and I'm going to stretch it out this way, and I picked up a few other results. All right. And then the next step, or the last shape that you want to draw, is a freehand polygon. This freehand polygon actually allows you to pick up a pencil and draw your own shape. All right. So those are the 4 shapes that you can draw using Matrix. And of course, You're going to draw shapes to select a particular area, not just a zip code or a city, but a particular area in a map. If you want to erase one shape, you're going to go to the red dot of that shape and you're going to select delete shape. If you want to erase all shapes, you're going to go to the top and locate the little eraser. It says clear all shapes. You're going to select that and that's going to delete all your shapes. All right. Each little greenhouse represents a listing that's active. When you hover over it, it'll tell you the amount it's listed for and the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. You can click on it and you can then select the listing to view the actual listing on that map, right? If you want to go back to the map, you click on map on the upper right corner. That takes you back to the map. So let's go ahead and draw a shape. I want to draw a rectangular shape around this area right here. And I am left with 13 results. Again, you guys can zoom in on these results if you'd like. Some of these results are waterfront, some are not waterfront. You can always go back to criteria and you can select waterfront property here by clicking on yes. And I am going to be left now with 3 matches. When I go back to the map search, you will see here, I am left with 3 waterfront matches. If you go back to criteria and you remove waterfront, you're going to get back your 13 original matches inside of your map. Same thing goes with the swimming pool. If you're looking for a house that has a swimming pool, go back to criteria and select swimming pool. All right, so I do have a message in the chat where it says the criteria field is grayed out, not allowing you to search. I am not sure really what's going on, why your criteria field would be grayed out. You may want to confirm first and foremost that you have access to the MLS Unlimited. Are you an assistant? All right, that's assistants normally do not have access to searching in the MLS. That's one. And if you are not an assistant, if you're a realtor and your criteria is grayed out still, please send us an email, trainers@miamire.com. trainers@miamire.com, and we will assist you. Right now in class, it is not possible for me to assist you on the criteria being grayed out. Okay. All right, so we've got 13 results. Now you want to see the properties, you click on results, and here are your 13 results. If you want to go back to map, you click on map, and that takes you back to map. Now, if you want to eliminate or select a few results, it's simple. You're going to go ahead and select a property that you like to keep, and then go to the upper left corner of that little box that you see there and select it. You've now selected one property that you'd like to keep. If you want to keep another property, go ahead and select that property. And now we've decided to keep 2 properties. Next step, you learned it last week during Matrix 101, is that you're going to click on refine and then you're going to click on narrow. If you click on narrow, you're going to stay with those 2 properties you selected. And that is how you clean out the rest of the results and stay only with the 2 properties you selected. To go back to your original results, go to the upper left corner, locate original results, and that's going to take you back to the 13 results. However, you're going to remain checked on the 2 listings that you wanted to keep. Now, if you want to remove those 2 listings, you again will check the 2 listings you want to remove, go back to refine at the bottom, and this time click on discard. And when you click on discard, you will be removing those 2 listings. You can always undiscard by clicking on undiscard, and that's going to take you back and keep all 13 results. So answering the question on the chat, with Matrix, you have access to the entire Southeast Florida MLS. That means you have access from the Miami-Dade County, Broward, Palm Beach. You also have access to Martin and San Lucie County. So yes, you do have access to every listing in the beaches MLS as well. All right, those of you that don't know what I'm referring to, locally in South Florida, there are two associations, the Miami Association of Realtors, which is your association, and then there's the Beaches MLS, which is the Fort Lauderdale/West Palm Beach Association. But inside of Matrix, we have shared data across both associations covering Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and San Lucie County. All right, so that goes to answer the question inside the chat if we have access to MLSs in the beaches. All right, now that you learned how to draw on a map, I'm gonna go and remove this shape. So again, we're gonna clear all shapes. And I wanted to show you a few of the layers that you can use inside the map to identify schools or flood zones or other things. So look up here where it says layers. There's several layers that you guys can use. I do want to show you the one that says elementary school. We're going to select elementary school and then take a look here inside the map and show you some elementary schools that are going to be showing up. So right here, there's an elementary school called Panther Run Elementary School. Then on the left, there's Chapel Trail Elementary School. So these properties that are in this boundary are assigned to this school, Chapel Trail Elementary School. And then right here, we have Panther Run. To the right, you have Silver Palms Elementary School. All right, so if you have a customer that would like to live in the area of Silver Palms Elementary School, now you know that these listings right here are automatically assigned to that school. Okay, so you can always draw now here and get those listings and send it to your customer. Same thing, you want to go up to layers, and if you want middle or high school, let's go ahead and select high school. And you're going to see now that this entire area right here is for West Broward High School. And then underneath here, we do have Everglades High School. And then to the right, we have Miramar High School. And then over here, we have Flanagan High School. Again, these are layers that identify which school is assigned to these properties. So when I click on a property like this, and I click on the listing, and then you click on IMAP. Those of you that don't know what IMAP is, it is a public records program. So right here, you're going to see the logo for IMAP. We're going to open up IMAP, and you guys will promptly see that this property is assigned to Charles Flanagan Senior High School. All right, so it is located inside of the Charles Flanagan boundary that appears when you select the high schools for your layers. So that is one way for us to find properties in a particular school zone. Let's remove the school layers for elementary, middle, and high school. Another one of our favorites is always flood zone. All right, so if you've got a customer that's looking to purchase a property and they do not want to be in a flood zone, it is important for us to filter flood zones out. So you can always come over here to the layers and you're going to open up flood zone. Now, if flood zone is shaded out like it is here, that means you have to zoom in. All right, so you've got to zoom in close enough where now you can go back to layers and you can select flood zone. And there will be different colors and there will be a legend down here that tells you what is and what is not in a flood area. The orange color is outside of special flood zone area. The yellow is also pretty much outside of flood area. The dark blues and light blues and even purples, these are properties in a flood area. So if I click on a property that's close to a body of water, okay? And I come down here, you're going to see that this property, since it was in an orange area, is not a flood zone property. Because down here, you would see a disclaimer letting you know the property lies in a flood zone. So you want to go back to map, and I do want to show you now a property that is in a flood area. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to zoom out and maybe look at a property in a low-lying area. Got a bunch of oranges. Oranges, again, remember, oranges mean they're not in a flood zone. But if I find a property here in purple, those properties are in a flood zone. So I think I just found one right here. So let's go ahead and select this one. Let's click on listing. And then down here is your disclaimer. The disclaimer says flood insurance is required. All right. So again, don't let your customers get into a contract on a property and then later find out that the property does require flood insurance. Now, to get a quote for flood insurance, we do have an option up here called Cardo Front. Every single listing that requires flood insurance will have a little raindrop at the very top. This raindrop, when you click on it, it'll open up Cardo Front. Cardo Front is going to give you an estimate on on flood insurance policies. And then of course your next step would be having to call Cardo Front to get a premium or a policy written up. So we have $839 a year, and then we have another insurance here, another quote, which is $1,112 a year. You can always come over here. You can send this quote via email to your customer. You can download the quote as well here. Okay. And then if you want to contact a local agent, you click on contact local agent, and you are going to be contacting an insurance policy brokerage that will help you complete the process. And that's for any property that is in a flood area. You're going to select that raindrop inside of the listing for Cardo Front. All right, so let's go back to the map. And again, that's your flood area. You're only going to see flood areas when you're zoomed in. If I zoom out, the flood areas are no longer available. So it's always important for us to know that you're going to see flood areas only when you're zoomed in. So let's go ahead and zoom in. And now let's go back to layers and let's remove flood area. Now in layers, you do have many other things. If you want to get to know zip codes, you can click on zip codes and it will outline here all the different zip code boundaries. So you get to know here that this is 33015. Over here we have 33027, and you just get to know all of your zip codes. You got layers for, of course, cities and neighborhoods, and many other layers that you guys want to use to identify properties in the map. Now, one last exercise I do want to use on the map, and that's going to be how to locate a property by address. So if you look over here where it says jump to address on the upper right corner, if you have the address of any property, it could be your work, it could be your office address. So for example, my office address is 700 South Royal Poinciana Boulevard. All right, so we are in Miami, right next to the Miami International Airport. I'm gonna go and write the address there, and it's gonna place a pin right on top of my physical address right here. This is great when you guys wanna find properties that are in proximity, in close proximity to someone's office. So for example, if your customer buyer works here and wants to buy property around their office, right there, there's a listing, right here, there's a listing, and here, there's a listing. You can always zoom out more and see more properties that are in the area. If you wanted to draw maybe a radius around this area, so you're gonna click on radius, go over here, and then you're going to stretch out a 1 mile radius, and I have 9 listings within this 1 mile radius that are available. And again, I did this by locating an address up here. It places a pin right on top of the address. And then I drew a 1 mile radius around this address, and I've picked up 9 listings. All right. You guys have any questions what I just did? Because you can always do this in this fashion as well. You can always go to search RE1, RE2, and you can come over here and you can say, show me a 1 mile radius from 700 South Royal, Poinciana. Select it, and now take a look. Go to map, and we've pretty much done the same thing. We've drawn a 1 mile radius around 700 South Royal, Poinciana Boulevard, and we did this by going to the criteria and then putting in here a 1 mile radius from 700 South Royal, Poinciana Boulevard. This is going to become very important for us to look for comparables. So for example, if I am searching for comps, I'm going to select closed sale, single family home, and it's closed within the last 6 months, 0 to 180 days. I've got 26 matches. These are 26 closed single family homes or single family homes that sold in the last 6 months. And here are the results. So again, that radius search will become very important when we're looking for comps in any particular area. We will study comps in Matrix X301. So join us for Matrix 301. And I believe that I am going to be hosting that next week. And I'll tell you exactly when. I'll be hosting Matrix 301 next week on the 20th of January, and that's going to be at 1 p.m. So next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, the 20th of January at 1 p.m. will be our next Matrix 301. All right, so let's go ahead and practice a few other searches before we move on to One Home Portal and how to work with our customers. If you guys are searching for a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex, you're going to always search residential income. Down here in type of property, you have duplex, you have fourplex, and you have triplex. So make sure you know where to find your 2 to 4 unit properties. If you guys are searching for residential land, you're going to search RLD and then look to the right. Here's where you're going to enter your lot square footage. So if you're looking for more than 1 acre of vacant land, you're going to put in something like this, 43,000 square feet or more. And that's going to return 482 possible listings over 1 acre in size. 1 acre is 43,560. So I just went ahead and rounded it to 43,000. And that is how you do the land search. All right. Someone in the chat privately is asking me to do the previous search again. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Would it be the duplex, triplex, and fourplex? That's residential income, RIN. So if I'm looking for duplexes in Coral Gables, we're going to go ahead and select duplex, Coral Gables, and I'm down to 4 matches. These are 4 2-unit properties in Coral Gables. When you select it, you will see that this is a duplex. All right. And the normally will tell you how much each unit is rented for. So we've got 2 units. Each unit is rented for $2,500. All right. And that's your residential income for your 2, 3, and 4 unit properties. Guys, remember, we are going to have Matrix 301, and we are going to cover in Matrix 301 our CMAs. So again, if you wanted to learn how to run CMAs and search for CMAs, you're going to go and attend Matrix 301. But for the radius search, it's very simple. You go search for any kind of property, any status, and then right here, how far out from that subject property do you want to go? If you want to go half a mile, you put in 0.5, and then you want to put in an address. So I'm going to go ahead and put in an address here of 1020 Obispo Avenue. You can select it. And now we've got 10 matches. Those are 10 active listings within a half a mile of 1020 Obispo Avenue. If you wanted to do a half a mile around your physical location, as long as you are allowing the computer access to your location, you can always click on my location. It's going to ask me whether I want to allow access to my location. I clicked on it, and we have 7 matches around my physical location, which I am at the Miami headquarters building here in Miami Springs. All right, so that is how you search by location and running a radius around any location. All right, moving on to RNT, which is residential rental. This is pretty simple. If you're looking to rent a single family home type of property, select a single family home. If you're looking to rent a condo, you're gonna select condo. If you're looking to rent a townhome again, or a villa, you will select that property type. And then to the upper right corner, just make sure you put in your price in thousands. So for example, when you are looking to purchase a property, you're not going to put in the price in thousands, but here to rent, you are going to put in the amount of zeros that that the price contains. So for example, if I am looking to rent anywhere from $3,000 and below, you're going to put in 3,000 minus, and that's going to give you the amount of condos that are available underneath $3,000 for rent. And then if you're looking to rent in zip code 33131, I am now down to 24 matches, and we're looking for 2-bedroom condos. I am down to 1 match. So apparently it's very, very, very expensive to rent in 33131 for a 2-bedroom condo. All right, because we're down to only 1 match. Don't forget, when you're looking to rent, to add your additional fields such as pets allowed. Very important for pets allowed. And then also things like furnished information. So if you are looking to rent a furnished property, you are going to add an additional field called furnished info. And then you want to make sure you select furnished. Same thing goes with pets. If your customer who is renting also has a pet, you want to make sure that you add yes to pets allowed. So you don't waste your time or your customer's time looking at properties where they are not eligible to rent. All right, so all of this is residential rental, and that's RNT. The other 3 searches, CLD, COM, and business opportunity, is all part of commercial real estate or commercial MLS. And we do have a class for you if you're interested called Commercial MLS, which we teach. And in that class, it's more about commercial properties, how to find them, how to run comps on them, and how to research commercial properties. So those of you interested, please look for that class in the calendar, and you'll learn more about commercial properties. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and click on My Matrix, and then let's get started working with our customers and the One Home portal. First thing you need to know is that if you're going to start sending emails to your customers, it is important that we come over here to My Matrix and click on Contacts, and we add the contact to our Matrix MLS system. It only takes a minute, folks. We see lots and lots of realtors who actually come here and do not add contacts to Matrix, and then they wonder why the contact is not able to sign up with One Home. You guys want to come over here, click on Add, put in the first and last name of your contact and email address, and then save it. And that's all you really need to do. Okay. So let's go ahead and click on search and let's create a search for my customer. Let's select single family home. Let's look for a property that has a swimming pool. Let's look for a property that is waterfront. All right. And then let's look for properties in Miami Beach. And we got 59 matches. We're going to go ahead and say we're looking for properties that have at least 4 bedrooms and at least 3 bathrooms. So we're going to go 4+ and 3+. And we're going to stay below $3 million. All right, let's stay below $3 million. And of course, 0 matches. So we're going to go and do below $5 million. All right, I've got 5 matches. That's perfect. So here we have the 5 possible listings waterfront with a swimming pool in Miami Beach that are below $5 million. Next step, of course, is to click on save. You want to click on save and you want to program an auto email. We already practiced how to save a search last week. And that's very simple. You click on new save search, you give it a name and then click on save. That's actually not what we're doing today. Today, we're going to practice the automatic emails. So you click here where it says save, and then we click on new auto email. And now it's time to select your contact. So at this point, we're going to select our fake contact, Michael Jordan. And then I'm going to see here in green, this auto email will automatically be enabled because this contact has at least one other active auto email. Basically, it's a message letting me know that I am using a contact who is actively looking for property. So this will be enabled. If this is your first time sending an auto email to Michael Jordan, you are not going to see this message. You're going to see a message that says, we are inviting Michael Jordan to One Home for the very first time. Okay, so we've gone ahead and selected our contact. If you want to copy someone, you can click here where it says CC. You can add multiple email addresses, always separated by a comma. So if Michael's married and you want to copy his wife, you can go ahead and add his wife's email address here where it says CC. All right, so yes, you can add 2 emails in your contacts. So for example, here I cannot select multiple contacts. It has to remain one contact. But when you create this contact, let me go ahead and click here where it says create a new contact. When you create a contact, you can say Michael, all right, Jordan, or you can say Michael and Maria Jordan, and then put in here Michael's email address, separate the email addresses by comma, and then put in the wife's email address. That is how you combine and your contacts and have 2 in one contact, okay? Otherwise, you can always just come over here in the CC and you can put in the other email address. If you want to receive a blind copy of all the emails, BCC me a copy of all emails, you're going to come here and you're going to select it. All right, so 2 questions on the chat. How do you erase email that clients never open? You will, we'll get into that. We'll get into that because we're going to learn how to manage the One Home portal and manage our clients. So just give me a few minutes and we'll get into that. And then the next question you want to know if each person is going to have access to One Home. Yes, the person's going to have access to One Home as long as they share the login information. So for example, once Michael or his wife creates a login and a password for One Home, they need to share it. All right, so they're going to share one login and one password. They are not going to create individual accounts. All right. So next up, we're going to go ahead and label this. I'm going to go and call this Miami Beach waterfront. I'm going to go WF pool under 5 million. All right, that's the title to my search, or the subject to my search. You're going to see here a short message. You guys can always set this message up yourself. You have a welcome message and you have a recurring email. The welcome message is the first message you send your customer with the original 5 listings. The recurring email is going to be the email that your customer will receive each and every time a new listing hits the market. So you can come here, you can change this. You can also change the salutation. So currently it says, hi, Michael. You can click on edit. All right, you can click on edit and you can change the salutation yourself. You got hi, Michael, you got hello, Michael, you got dear, or you can enter a custom salutation. The custom salutation is, for example, if you are addressing this to Michael and his wife, you can just say, hi, Michael, and let's say his wife's name is Maria. You say, hi, Michael and Maria. All right, so you can do that as well. We're going to go ahead and cancel out of that. All right, so the emails that we are sending Michael is going to be in English. You can always switch it to Spanish. If you have a Spanish-speaking customer, you can do this as well. And then it's time to select our schedule. So we highly recommend that you send your emails as soon as possible. Listings are very hard to come by, right? There's very little listings, very little inventory. So you definitely want to select as soon as possible, and emails will be sent out right away after a listing hits the market. You can also select daily, which is once a day, of course. You can even remove a few days. So if you want to alternate days, you can remove some of the days. And there's one last option that is very seldomly used, and that's once a month. So you're pretty much going to be using either as soon as possible or daily. It all depends on what you guys would like to do. Now, there is another option, which is concierge. If you look up here, the concierge is actually going to allow you. All right, so the concierge is actually going to allow you to screen the listings first and approve and reject which listings go to your customers. So if you want to pretty much be the decision maker, you want to be the one deciding whether your customer receives the email or not, then you want to select concierge mode. You want to then select here, send me the alert notification via email. And you will receive an email that says, a new listing is available for your customer, Michael Jordan. Then you will have to approve the listing or reject the listing. If that's not a listing you'd like to send to your customer, then you're going to reject the listing. If you approve the listing, then the listing will be sent to your customer. So as you can imagine, a concierge does require your attention. It does require you to pay attention to your emails and then log into Matrix and approve or reject your listings. If you do not do so, your customer's not going to receive a listing. So if that's not for you, then just remove the concierge and go with as soon as possible and let Matrix automatically send emails to your customers. All right, that's the easy one. Let's go ahead and select the concierge mode. And I do want to show you how this is done. Let's click on save and go to approvals. Out of these 5 listings, I am going to approve 4 listings. So we're going to remove 1, or basically uncheck 1. All right, so we're going to check 4 and uncheck 1. At this point, we're going to click on approve selected, and 1 listing stays behind. So we're going to see 1 listing stay behind inside of the concierge. When you do this and you go back to my matrix, I want you folks to notice in the folder for concierge on my homepage, it says 1 listing needs my approval for Michael Jordan. So if I'm working with multiple customers and I'm using concierge, and I see here Michael with 1 listing, and then I see Robert with 2 listings, I must click on each one individually and approve or reject the listings. Please always pay attention to your concierge. If this number grows to 5, 10, 15, that means you're not doing your job. That means you are not approving listings. So if you do concierge, make sure you go here and decide whether you want to approve or finally, if you want to reject the listing. If you reject the listing, let's go ahead and reject it. Now the concierge is blank. So there's nothing left in the concierge. There's nothing pending. Okay. Now let's go take a look at the auto email we just created. Let's click on My Matrix and let's click on auto email. Inside of My Matrix auto email, you will see here Miami Beach waterfront pool under 5 million for Michael Jordan. Has the portal been visited? It says never, right? So we just created it. So the portal has not been visited. If you open it, you actually have access to the rejected listing over here. You also have access to your pending listings, which are under unsent, and you do have access to all of your listings that you have sent. So at any time, if you like to approve a rejected listing, you can go click on the 1 rejected listing and then finally approve it. And you will now have 5 sent listings and 0 rejected listings. Okay. Now, if you want to see how your customer receives the email, you can always click here where it says 1 home, and your customer is always going to see this. Okay. Your customer is always going to see this. They're going to see the 5 listings, the map, and on the lower right, your branding. That branding includes your photo. It includes your name, company that you work with, your email, your phone number, and then an agent profile. When they click on the agent profile, it opens up a larger screen with an about me, right? So if you have an about me already inside of Matrix, they'll be able to see it again with your contact information. All of this is inside of the client portal, and it is always accessed by the customer. Now notice up here, it says you're in agent preview mode because I opened the One Home portal from inside of Matrix. Now what I want to do is I want to open up my email, okay, and show you exactly the customer view. So here I am inside of Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan does receive an email that looks like this. Okay, so let me go back to the first email that Michael receives. Here. All right, so here's the first email that Michael receives. There's my photo, there's my information. When Michael opens up the properties, right away, they're going to see here the properties, right? The 5 results. You see here, these are the results. Michael can always click here and they can see the properties. They can see the properties from their computer. They can see the properties from their mobile devices as well. All right. What do they have? Well, they have the pictures of the property. They can request a showing, which is a request a tour, right? That means that they're requesting a showing on the property. They can add notes to the property. They can compare and run their own comparisons. They can also look at market trends. They can see all 73 photos of the listing. Also, they can see virtual tours if available. They will have access to the remarks only, never the broker remarks. They will see features on the listing, property details, building details, other facts and features. They will see some schools in the area with their ratings. They're also going to have access to public data or public records. And any open houses, you'll see them here. And then lastly, my agent, which is of course you, will show up down here. Now, if the customer would like to save this property, they're going to go ahead and be asked to sign in. So you notice up here, there's like a little heart. When the customer clicks here, it says, haven't we seen you before? Sign into your One Home account. So One Home already knows that Michael Jordan is an existing client. So that's the message it's going to give existing clients. Haven't we seen you before? Sign into your One Home. If Michael Jordan is a brand new client of yours, and this is the first time you sent them an invitation to One Home, it's going to ask them to create an account. Creating an account is simply adding an email address and creating a password. And that's all they need to do. So when Michael decides he wants to log in, all right, let me go ahead and log in as Michael. And now Michael decides he likes this property. He wants to go ahead and hit save. Now we've got one property saved. We go back to the listings and Michael decides he likes another property. Let's go ahead and like this property down here. All right, so now we've got two properties. We've got this one here and we've got this one up here. Michael will have access to all of his searches. Notice all of these are searches I have sent Michael in the past. The Miami Beach waterfront pool under $5 million. But I also have other searches that I have sent Michael in the past. So right here, he always has access to those searches. Michael will always have access to his favorites up here where it says favorites. Okay, so you'll be able to see all the favorites here. So here are the two favorites that Michael just added to the system. Michael can always go up here to where it says MJ and he can see his account. It says his current agent is Robert Rodriguez. Okay, and he can always sign out of the portal by going down here and clicking on sign out. No one has access to your contact's information. All of the information your contact provides is solely for your use inside of Matrix. So Matrix will never, Matrix and One Home will never distribute your contact's information to anyone. It remains private. There is a privacy policy that will be displayed to your contact when signing up. Okay, and that privacy policy states that his or her information is to remain private. Again, let's go ahead and close this out. And again, your contact is going to, always be on the lookout for emails that are sent by you. Notice how it says Robert Rodriguez, and notice down here how it has my photo and my information. And your contact is going to click on view all properties when they receive an email from you. Now, what happens on your end? Let's take a look. I'm going to click on my matrix. Take a look over here, okay? We've got Michael Jordan with two favorites. Let's click over here. And we've got Michael Jordan with two favorites, one at $4,799,000 and another one at 3.9. So these are the properties Michael just liked, and it was just emailed today, January 10th. You also have access to this information by going to your contacts and your contact. So go to My Matrix Contact, select Michael Jordan, and take a look. Michael Jordan recently favorited one property. Michael Jordan recently favorited another property. You can click here and you can have access to the property that Michael liked. You will also have access inside of your contact, all the way on the upper right corner, the amount of properties that Michael has liked in the past. 379 total properties. And then if Michael does not like a property, you'll see it here under discard. I don't know if you noticed, but next to the heart, there was a thumbs down. The thumbs down means the property or your contact did not like the property, and you'll see it here. And then if Michael decided that he wanted to leave you a note on the property, you'll see the notes here. So again, you get to keep track of all of your contacts activity inside of one home. You get to see all of the sent emails that you've obviously sent Michael, and then all of the current one home searches you have with Michael, and then all the past searches. So where it says searches. All right, let's go ahead and open up the chat here. There's a question. All right, so that's an excellent question. It says, is there a way to have the system notify you when they like a property or make notes? Absolutely, there is. So you want to go to the upper right corner where your name is, and you want to click on settings. Then you want to go to portal notification settings. Here, you decide whether you want to be notified when they like a property, when they add notes, when they visit the portal for the very first time. And you can be notified via email and even via text message. If you want to receive text messages, you're going to have to put in your text, your phone number down here, and then you're going to confirm your phone number one time. And I am with Verizon Wireless, so it's going to send you a text message. You're going to confirm that number, and you are going to receive a notification. If you guys want to see the notification, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my phone real quick and show you that I've already received a notification. Give me here a second while I switch over to my phone. And notice here, I do have a text message from the MLS. It says MLS number, and then saved as a favorite. All right, so those are the notifications I am receiving from Matrix. Let's go ahead and show you. All right, here are the notifications I'm receiving. It says Michael Jordan, one home activity, liked this property, liked this property. So yes, you will get notifications once you set this up. All right, let's go back over here to Matrix real quick. And some of you are asking to repeat this process again. So again, you're gonna go to your name on the upper right corner, click on settings. You're gonna click on portal notification settings. You wanna make sure you select how you wanna be notified, via email or text, via email or text. If you want text, you wanna make sure that you connect your phone number down below by adding your phone number, then your cellular provider. You are going to receive a quick text, and then you're gonna confirm it, and you're gonna click on save. And as I was showing you, you are going to get text messages letting you know when someone has liked your property. All right. And then the last thing I want to show you folks is that if you want to suspend the search, you're going to go to My Matrix Auto Email. Here's the search. If you want to suspend it, not delete it, but if you want to suspend it, you're going to click on Disable. Disable basically turns off the emails. It doesn't delete the search. So if your customer wants to take a break, let's say your customer goes on a 2-week vacation, then go ahead and disable it. When you disable it, you're not deleting the search, you're not deleting the access to the properties, you're simply disabling the emails. It is going to turn red, right? If you want to enable it again, you're going to go ahead and open up that search, go to settings, and notice how it says disabled by agent. You're going to go down here and you're going to enable it again. And then you're going to click on save and go to approvals. And this will turn that search green again. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. That's going to turn that search green again. If you want to delete the search altogether, you're going to go ahead and select the search, and you're going to go down here and click on delete. That's going to remove the search from inside of Matrix. Let's go ahead and disable it. And once again, we're back to red. So that is how you suspend or disable a search, and also how you can delete a search. Please remember, inside of My Matrix auto email is where you will see all the auto emails you've got going on for every one of your contacts. I only work with Michael Jordan in my classes. However, down here, I do have, some other search for someone else. So in auto emails, you will see all the different auto emails you have programmed. But if you want to see it for one particular contact, I recommend that you go here to contacts, go to the particular contact that you're looking for, and then come over here to searches, and you will see all the different one home searches you've got going on, and all the different auto emails you've got going on. All right. All right, folks, if you have any questions, again, the Miami trainers can always be reached via email. We are trainers@miamire.com. We are always available to answer all of your questions with the MLS or any other questions you may have with our products and services. As I mentioned before, our class is being recorded, and we will upload it into our YouTube channel this afternoon, perhaps, or maybe tomorrow morning. And then also join us next week on the 20th of January. We will have Matrix 301, which is where we go over CMAs. We also go over statistics, and we go over hot sheets and market watches. So again, that's next week, Matrix 301 at 1 p.m., January 20th. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much for joining us for Matrix X201. It's been a pleasure being with you today. Have a great day, everyone. Please stay safe.